I can't believe you got the notification as quickly as you do. A lot of times it doesn't go through. Look, it's frozen. There we go. Take three. We Nerd World episode 840.9. Yeah, thank you guys for coming back. Again, I want to underline. I believe if you guys would like to come and hang out and feel free to do so. What's up, Miranda Family Farms? Can you still see that there, baby? No, what's going on with that? That's like, I think that's that crack right there in that eye. Did I see that little? That was times a charm. That is right. Pizza Pirate, what's up with you? Thank you for following along with the run stuff, man. I greatly appreciate the good looks and all that stuff from all you guys. Hope to see some of you guys at some of these future runs. Brett, Mr. Brett Anderson, who hasn't, I believe, missed a race yet. Well, the Holton Lake race, but I mean, there's things to be understood. But the big ones, I don't, Brett, I believe. Cheers to you, Brett. Made every one.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it does mean a lot. Like I said, I always appreciate all the support when it comes to the show or whatnot. But when it comes to the stuff in the personal life, there, man, it's another level of support. So I appreciate it. I don't know if you're here watching or listening, but hopefully you catch that. There you go. Trying to find something for us to listen to. Since 5 songs are unavailable. Okay, I'll play those songs. Or don't play the song. Right, so I like the. Oh, there we go.
Oh, he's right.
What's that?
He's right. It cut out. This started being talked about, and then we got a phone call out at the same time. So as universal timing and everything just fell into play very quickly. But it did start with this conversation just prior to the 4th. But when was Houghton Lake's fireworks? What day did they do that fireworks? Because you're right, it wasn't the 4th.
Right. Either way, I think it is. I'm really hoping for a happy ending there. What's up, Cake in a Cup?
See, you could definitely say that because had this not been talked about, it might be whole lot less, a whole lot more stressful, and it's not.
Cheers time. Hey, Willie. Downside to it all is you're gonna have to bear with me with getting things set back up, getting a new office set up to do the show from, and get all everything back in the line. I guess, like I said, a couple steps forward, back, make a leap forward, and I think that's what this will be. I think this will be a tiny step back for a huge leap forward. So, if you guys could, please bear along through the maybe a couple of missed shows here and there to try to figure out the path and get things a little bit more cemented in, but for the better. Okay. Cheers, Mr. Westport. Always a pleasure. So you've been killing it lately. Let me keep up with the chat here. Are we smoking some white truffles? I think this is. Pretty good. Uh, had some fried ice cream last week. That was decent. So, on top of taking on this new adventure, I hope to continue to run thing and keep training for the marathon. Guess this is a good time. You guys, do you have any questions or whatever? It's a good time to pull those out. Man, nervous about the poison ivy. Holy shit, it's everywhere. Went tromping through a bunch today and did not fare well on the do not itch thing.
Every itch is nervy right
Appreciate
now.
that, buddy. I do appreciate that, but you know, you've made quite of an impact in my life as well. A lot of you guys, you guys. I think that's why I get so frustrated in my endeavors in this. Is because a lot of times I think we are building a community, but I don't know. Maybe it's my silliness, the weight I put into some of these relationships. Because I do. I take something away from every one of you guys. It might just have been a friendship that we have met through the internet or whatever, but man, we've spent a lot of long nights together, man. I don't see what happens here any different than the time you would spend together with somebody on a job. I mean, even in a job, a lot of times you spend more time with the acquaintances, friends at work than you do get to spend with your family. So you do build, like it or not, even with the people at work you hate. You know what I mean? You still build up a rapport, a relationship. You're still taking something away from them. And from over the years, all these relationships, the phone calls, the times we've had late nights smoking together, the weed nerd worlds, I've taken something from all you guys. A little bit of personality traits, might be some knowledge, might be fucking the way I say something that I just have incredibly enjoyed why I talk to you. It's like one of them things where if you talk to somebody well enough, you'll take on their mannerisms, the way they talk. And there's definitely, I picked up a lot from all you guys over the years, and I greatly appreciate it. So thank you, buddy. I've got a lot of respect for you. You know, I am. But what you do, I got a lot of respect for all you guys, and the roads you walk, paths you take. Just like anything else. We can only do so much in life. There's only so many lessons for every one of us to learn. But when we stand together, different, each one of us walking different roads, there's different knowledge, different perspectives. There's a lot of great stuff to be gained from one another, for sure. And I appreciate you guys 100%. Mystic Mox, what's up with you, brother? Modern genetics. I'm down by the Ohio border now, Modern. What's up with that? Where you at? I'm not far from Ohio now. What's up with that? You gonna come park the RV over here? Come cook some campfire hot dogs. What up with that? Yeah. This is definitely. I don't know.
Mind blowing.
Mind blowing. And yes, this endeavor does include Mr. Resurrection Prophet. Cheers to you, brother.
Cheers.
Uh, he has bright hopes, man. Great hopes and a lot of big dreams. And I hope that I can help some of those dreams come true.
100%.
Just giving me a call. I'll give you a call tomorrow. Tomorrow, sometime modern, if you don't mind. Camping is what? Camping is fucking. And
It's fucking insane.
this is intense. This is intense. This is as camping as it gets right now.
Camping is fucking intense.
Oh, yeah, well, later, buddy. What do you want? You don't want to use your mouth me too. There's nothing wrong with making animal noises in nature. It deters them from coming. It deters bears, I'm told. What the fuck are you guys smoking on? Mystic Marks, what have you been up to? What are you fucking growing? Are you still growing? Hopefully. I still got the, what was it? The unicorn? Rainbow unicorn? I think it was. You sent me. And that's another thing. I got a good opportunity here to pop some seeds, man. Should be interesting. Buddy Kilowatts popping in.
Howdy, Eagle.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Just doing the usual, taking care of the garden, basically.
Right
I
on.
said in the chat, yeah, a few of your, or not just you, but other people that share uh, their turmoils or life in the weed community, go through ups and downs. And in the last few years, I realized, yeah, that's like one of the benefits of the community is like we all kind of can share in that because, oh yeah, just when you think that you're on easy street, there's danger at your door, you know?
Very much
That's a
so.
lyric
It
from
ain't
Jerry
safe as
Garcia.
modern would say.
Yeah.
It's just, and it is. I think I was talking to Brett Anderson over the 4th of July weekend there, and we were talking a little bit about talking about our stories and stuff like that. And as he pointed out, and it's very true, a lot of times we hold shit inside and beat ourselves up about it because we kind of think, oh yeah, we're the only ones that went through this fucked up situation. You know what I mean? Then when you
Well,
kind of let it air out a little bit, you go, I'm not the only one.
and I think that Instagram or social media, uh, a lot of people use that as a way to like show that their life is this like idyllic thing or whatever, which most people, when they're going through anything, the last thing they're going to do is be open with it to their followers or the community, right? Uh, it's real easy to show off how grand your life is, but when you're going through shit, and but by sharing that side, that's probably the most helpful thing for your followers or people paying attention is that not all the when things are going good, like uh, I get the sense that social media creates this facade. When it
That's
comes to,
definitely,
a lot of people, most of what I see is them balling. Like I never see anything between them. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true. That's true. People only want to show you the upside of things for sure. Why do you think that is? Why do you think so many people just want to show you the ups? They're not so quick to show you the downs. But I mean, as far as that goes, that happens a lot in just cannabis in general. You know what I mean? People are always quick to show them good bud shots and shit, but they're not necessarily quick to show you
I got a
when they've
new
got
toy.
PM or some shit.
It's an
Oh, nice. What the fuck
electrostatic
is that?
sprayer, 18 volt. Uh, you got to wear this wristband when you're using the electrostatic. It's like a mist. Uh, I've only used it like 3 times since I got it. Foliar, basically, and IPM. Uh, it only holds a half a gallon. Like the real benefit, I think, in it is what would normally take me 2 gallons to spray like the veg room, a 2 gallon sprayer, hand sprayer. Yeah, half gallon. I only use. I don't even use all of that because it like yeah, you don't have to worry about getting underneath it because it's like this mist. It has different settings. I don't know what my partner paid for it, but I like it. It's like a new toy. I don't know if anyone. It says it's electrostatic. I'm not even sure what that really means, but it's a cool little sprayer. My new toy I got.
I dig it. I love toys. Anything to make my job easier or more fun, I'm all about it.
You know, the thing with the tool, I thought about this a month or so ago when I was at Home Depot, just looking at all this stuff. I remember it was like drill guns. That was like, oh, the battery, the drill gun, right? At this point, all those companies have like so many products, all the way to weed whackers. Like you name the tool, they got an electric version of it. I was using an 18 volt chainsaw, and fuck, that thing worked good. It was lightweight. It wasn't for doing heavy duty trees. It was just for like chopping up some firewood and stuff. I wouldn't have thought that it would have worked that good. Like it's pretty amazing where the 18 volt battery has taken us as far as tools.
The fucking batteries are something else these days. And I was just having somebody else, I think it might have been, I believe it was Rez, trying to sell me. I used to cut trees for a living. You know what I mean? I love a good chainsaw. And Red was going like, you gotta try this electric chainsaw. And I'm like to myself, nah. But if you think about it, what's the difference between that and an electric car? I mean, you pull that trigger, you've got 100% power, no lag, and you know what I mean? A shitty running motor or whatever. You know, I don't know. Until I put my hands on
You
it,
bring up electric car,
can't say no.
like like in the last 6 weeks, I had to rent a car twice, and my buddy for 20 years is the manager at the agent, so he always like sets upgrades me whatever. So when I went to Vegas, I had a Tesla the first time. And I was calling my friends saying, "Oh, I love this car. This is the greatest thing ever." And I remember my buddy Robbie's like, "Yeah, until you're late somewhere, you're trying to get somewhere on time. You're like, oh, no, don't worry about it. I missed like 3 songs in the first set, the same amount of time that I spent at a charging station in State Line or wherever to get there, right? A month later, I got another rent a car, like 4 days. First, it was a Genesis electric. It was luxury. It was super nice. But now I'm not in the Tesla charging thing. I have to go to these other ones. Then the hustle became real quick. I realized how fast it charges is how much they're going to charge you per kilowatt or whatever, right? And to give one that charges fast, man, you're almost paying as much as gas. That costs like, not quite as much as gas, but that costs like 30, 35 bucks to fill the car, but it could do it in 20 minutes. But you want the peak power? Oh, you'll be there for 3, 4 hours charging your car. It's all in the speed, and they charge accordingly. And of course, where the lines were, waiting to get to charger, we're at the fast one. And then after, there was a flat tire in the one, so I had the Mustang for one day, and then I had this Kia thing, all electric. Yeah, I'm done with the electric. It's not quite ready for prime time. Right. The first few times you have to sit around and charge it. Now, granted, if you owned it, oh, you'd have the charger at home and charge overnight, like with your phone or whatever. But when you rent them, when you're out there having to find these charging stations, yeah, that's nothing nice. That's a bunch of bullshit. So I'm over the electric cars for now. They're fun though. Like the technology, like they almost drive themselves, and they're quick. All of them, every model I've driven, if you step on the pedal, you go like quick. There's no like first, second gear. There's none of that. It's just. But 250, 300 miles per charge. Yeah, even when you're just doing local stuff, you'd be surprised how fast that goes. Yeah.
I bet, man. That is a scam. That's one of the things they're going to get you on speed, 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 just like anything else.
Well, like that's the thing. Like when you realize the hustle with the charging up to 90 cents, like down from 20 cents to 90 cents, depending on the charging place you go to. But when you figure it out, the ones that are fast, oh, they're like 65 cents to 90 cents. And like, I know enough about electricity. Wait, why you wait, it goes faster, but you're going to charge me like double, 3 times as much. But time is money, right? Yeah. So it's already built on that kind of model, right? Like, oh yeah, you can get it for 20 cents a kilowatt, but like I say, you'll be there for 3 hours. It's like trickling in. When I didn't know it first, so the first place I went to was like that, and I remember thinking, oh, this must be broke. I switched to the other one because it literally was like going so slow. And then the next time I found a faster one just by chance, and then that's when I realized, and when you really looked and understood the whole thing, which companies, whatever, what they say they offer, yeah, they charge for speed. Yeah. Which you quickly go, yeah, fuck that. Time's money. I guess I'll pay 30 bucks instead of 10 bucks. And let me get the hell out of here. It's like sitting around in your car for like an hour. to put energy in. Yeah, fuck that. Other than I realize it's like a meeting place, right? Like people get out of their cars and they chit chat while they're waiting for their cars to, mainly about their electric cars. It's like it reminds me of Apple users, like Apple users like in a clan, electric car people like in a clan, and they like to talk about electric cars. And so like yeah, when you're at the charging stations, it's like a new social meeting place. You know what I mean? Yeah, because there's a lot of hanging
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. A lot of waiting for the charge in there. So
Yeah,
you think that they're I've heard they're supposed to be the solid state batteries. Is that gonna help with the problem, at least how
oh
long
yeah.
they hold the charge and shit?
We'll look back in 5 years and all these little things, just like computers, phones. Yeah, they know what the problems are, and uh, but like anything, I remember hearing about these investments that seemed a little flaky at the time, but they were these companies like Electrify America, EV, this, that. Yeah, they just lease a few spots on the corner of a parking lot of Target or wherever. They put in these electrical operations they need for the charging station. They get power for whatever, you know, add a tax, profit to it, and they're just running 24 hours a day. They don't have any employees. No, nope. The people are just charging. It's just pure profits. I was thinking, yeah, whoever has like um, the businesses that are these little, and a lot of them were pretty startup a few years ago, and yeah, most of them are like on the Teslas. When you drive to Vegas, there's a lot of like shut down burger places, like uh, places that were there for years but finally done. Yeah, that's where these supercharge stations are. Like they rented the old burger place that went under years ago. They don't care about the building. That's all boarded up. They just took the 20 some spots and put charger stations in. And it is a weird thing when you like, because I've driven since I was 15. Pretty much you have a relationship with the gas station where you get your drinks, cigarettes, whatever, like a gas station. When you go to electric car, yeah, you don't get power at the gas station. Like you don't go to them anymore. It's kind of weird. Like driving around, even to Vegas and back. Oh, I always would stop at this station, that station, because I like the truck stop vibe or whatever. Oh, you have an electric car, you have no reason to stop at those.
Shit, in Holton Lake, they hide all the electric pumps like behind the store. You don't even know they're there unless you drive around the store, and then they're like the gas station's dirty secret that there's a charging station behind the
And then there's
store
this
there.
thing.
It's kind of
I
funny.
guess they have a way to figure it out because uh, so like if you're charging, then you're full or whatever, and you leave your car there, like you dropped off your car. There's like they all have like a sign. There's an idle charge. So like you get paid like if you leave your car 20 minutes in the spot or whatever, you pay an idle, like they call it an idle charge. Like, yeah, you were just in the spot, you weren't charging, but it kept us from another customer. So get your car out of here. And like I say, oh, I'm a Democrat, liberal California and shit. But oh, those electric car, I'm in SoCal, the coastal area. A couple of years ago, you look around, mainly Teslas. Shit. Now I see every car. Now, especially I can recognize electric cars a lot easier. Every brand has an electric car, and that's what's super popular around here. Like probably more than in other parts of the country. Um, I don't know what percentage, but a lot of electric cars. Some of them are like Audi, Mercedes, BMW. Yeah, those are super expensive cars too, like 100 and some thousand more than that for some of them. But oh, they, everybody needs to get charged, or like you have the charger at home, then it's a whole different world. Which amazed me because like most of the people I had to wait in line with, one time there was 6 cars waiting. Um, uh, they own their cars. Like you can tell, I got, yeah, there might be a rental person in there mixed in, but for the most part, if you owned a car, I don't know, unless you're traveling or something, why you would need to be at the charging place. But there was a moment I thought, oh, this is great. The new world. I love these. I want to sell my car and get one. That's one thing about renting cars. I'd advise that to anybody if you're getting ready to make a purchase, sign a fucking contract or loan or whatever on a car. Go to Avis and spend $160 a day, whatever it is, depending on the value of the car, and rent it for one day, one whole 24 hours, and then decide to buy it or not. But yeah, I'm over it. Not yet, because they're expensive. And I think, like all cars, especially newer cars, what do you call it? Like you drive it off the lot, the valuate so much. I think even though some of these cars are really kind of cool and super expensive, like import jobs, this this era, these few years, they're going to be like useless because technology is going to move so fast. There'll be like a whole group of them that won't be worth anything because they were the old tech, something like that. Like, yeah, I don't think these first year Teslas are going to be like have such great resale, like terrible resale. I already heard that. The couple of the models, the early ones, you can buy them pretty cheap in the used market. Let's look at the garden now. The lights coming on. This is my bed. They're in sections. This is cheetah piss section. They've all been topped. Maybe the room comes down the 13th, so like less than a week, these all get flipped back. These are the new strain Chirp Crasher. Pretty good. This section is slaps. This back section is apples and bananas. And then these are like the library of all the different strains. I guess the moms. And then this is great gas. And I think the lights are on and over here. Yeah, just came on. This one started laying down on itself the last couple nights. They're almost done, so I'm just too late to do anything about it.
I don't know whose garden we're looking at. Cheers, buddy. I'm back. I can't hear you, buddy, but I can. Can you guys hear, buddy? I can hear, buddy.
Oh my God, it's bright.
There we go.
All right.
I can hear you, buddy. Cheers.
Yeah, there's the room noise, the ACs and DHUs and fans. But yeah, garden is just humming along.
Yeah, it's
I
been a
should
while
see
since I got to see your garden.
well, the house that I had up on the hill for 10 years, the landlord got foreclosed on. It's been, I don't know, I've even 7 months, 6, 7, 8 months maybe that I shut that down for 10 years. I had that place. I've always had this partnership with my buddy over here. This place is 10 years old. But for a lot of years, yeah, I had my own, like, and I'm the older guy. Gary used to work for me like, fuck, 20 some years ago. So like I guess I mentored him. Um, and Sam, he's our other partner. He's the younger guy that Gary mentored. He's also a contractor, general contractor. So, and he does most of the building, fixing shit, that kind of stuff. I I know I made a lot of excuses where it was like, in the last few years when the business changed. Oh, the first so many years. Oh, that money, oh, and we had workers paid to do everything. Different whole world. The last so many years, the game's changed. Make this story short, like both of them are kind of over it. At the same time that, oh, it's like the only thing, like as far as growing, because like so many months ago I was thinking, oh, maybe it's time to like do something else, or not even like, well, I know my mental health, which is, oh, I'm crazy as fuck and been that way since I was a kid. The last 30 some years, my responsibility to garden and plants and the time I spend with them, all that's like the ultimate medicine. Like I don't know what I would do without that. Right. So many months ago, I was like in a situation. I had opportunities, and some of them were with cannabis, some of them weren't, and most of them weren't in this area. I would have had like you saying, "Oh, you're moving 300 miles." I thought to myself, yeah, that was kind of my situation because I had some things in Northern Cal. Mm, like I also love the area I live in, North County, San Diego. Uh, I don't want. I know it's hard to be here because of the cost of living, and if I gave up here, it would be hard to get back, and I'd always be trying to get back. Um, so I made my stand where I like basically now put in all this extra work, topping, trying to maximize because like a lot of the math of this operation, by the time you pay the power bill, by the time you cover your nut, da 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 da, and deal with the declining business and whatnot. Oh, yeah. Like even I don't deal with that part of it. So like I'm not disgruntled because I'm not the one that has to figure all that shit out. I used to on my own place for these last years, and that was this huge weight on me, right? Like seemed like every day was just another, oh, got to figure this sitch out. That it was life where, yeah, even though, because for the last few months, oh, I've been doing all the extra stuff and the yield and the quality's up a little bit, but it doesn't change anything. The nut's also up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got this endless ride. You're just pedaling, right? But like for the plant, yep, that's what it takes to get through this era and try to keep the plant out of this like I don't know. I call it the legal market, but it's not the whole legal market, but it's most of it. Like, yeah, they're in it just for the money, the profits, the taxes. They don't give a shit about the plant. They don't care
Sure,
about
so cool.
people's mental health. Like most growers could identify. I know a lot that like it's not the smoking or the using of the cannabis, it's their medicine. It's the actual growing of the plant that's the medicine. Now, doctors can never quantify that. Like, right?
I have to agree with that at 100%. 100%. More
Well, not
reason why.
everybody that grows cannabis has that relationship. Less and less people have that relationship. That's like I guess my fear really because yeah, I mean I used and grew up around weed and sold weed, but I didn't start growing until I was like 35, right around then in the early 90s. Um yeah, all the things, all the addictions. Oh, I still had a little ups and downs, but the reality was my when I finally like dedicated like my living to the plant or everything to the plant, then all those responsibilities, there was no more like disappear on a 5 day bender and no one know where you were like that. You come back to like a totally dead garden. So I be started like little by little, like became like responsible for pretty large gardens and oh, that becomes like first and foremost. Now you can have people that help you and people that work for you and stuff, but oh,
That garden becomes your anchor, man. It's like that thing you can't let die. You know what I mean? So you have to fucking give up some of this shit to, for the better
yeah,
good.
and that's what's most important, right? And
It's
even
kind of
you,
like,
you've gone through like, oh, some of the some of the information you when you went through, because I could feel it when there was those months that you didn't have plans going. And then when you finally got them going, that made me realize how important it is to like in my decisions I had to make in my life. Oh, that was easy to stick to this decision because it for sure like was in the garden. Where a couple of the other ones were like not in the garden, and I was like, oh no, that would I didn't want to take that chance. I'm like, oh, I could get one going, or no, I'd rather stick to one that I have going.
I can't get a garden going out here where I'm at. It's too fucking hot. Nothing survives.
But then, like, I've had friends that have been out in the parts of Cali that's too hot. They just did maybe one or two things a year in the other part of the season where, like it doesn't it cool down for a few months at some point?
It was 121 degrees here today. I'm not sure it's really going to cool down for a few months.
Yeah, but in those few months, like I remember one time Green Fingers was
Okay.
shut down for a while, and then he grew in the one time a year, and he had good success because it was in his part of the desert there. Yeah, it's pretty hard, even if you had all the equipment to out compete. Yeah, you can't compete with 121. Like, yeah, I mean, there's equipment, but yeah, it's,
Yeah, but I'm limited to outdoors here as well. So
yeah. Well,
it's not like I can
yeah.
set up a big ass light system out here in December.
And that's where there are certain genetics that are more suited for. Um, a lot of times I grew up where I grew, plants really took a hit if it got like even in the high 90s, which isn't that hot. Uh, but those were just I always thought those are just the genetics. If I was really, there's genetics, even landrace genetics that are more suitable for that heat range. Where a lot of the genetics I mess with, yeah, they don't have the ability to take that kind of temperature. Even I had an AC, one of the split minis had an issue. And instead of keeping the room with the lights on at 83, 84, it took us like a week to fix it, maybe less. It was only like 88 to 89. So it was still like within reason. Like, yeah, I grow the same strains over and over. This batch will be a lot greener. The color, the purples didn't, slaps grow super purple, and usually by the end is like blue black leaves. Not when it got over 80 degrees at that crucial week. Even why some of the plants laying on each other. It was just, and that was LG, like fuck LG, that company that makes the electronics. They suck. When we got up on the fucking roof and assessed it, there's like this thick washer made out of metal that is thick because the threads of the bolt that holds, this is the main fan on the outer unit that makes the air go across the coils. It's not even 5 years old, and there's like Fujitsu two-toners right next to it. I don't pronounce that right, but they cost about the same. They're all 2 ton. Um, yeah, when we figured it out, that washer, it was made out of metal, but after 5 years, it was like paper thin. And so the thing wobbled. So we just pulled out some of our own washers and put it in, replace it. But I remember when I like was getting rid of the trash in the bucket, and I pulled out the old washer, and I was like, who would put, if it needed to be that thick as part of the design? I've never seen metal that was that soft that after like 5 years it like became paper thin, like it just like squished on itself. I was like, yeah, that was designed to fail. Fuck that company. That's what I think. Like, you can't fuck up that bad at that level unless you do it on purpose.
Cheapness. People cut some corners being
Well,
cut.
I've also heard, I've never had any appliances from LG, but I've had some friends. Man, they were the fanciest looking washer and dryer. They
Oh,
had
I
nothing but
fucking that LG dryers I had were shit. They were
yeah.
shit.
Another friend had a fridge. Oh, it was top of the line. Did all this stupid shit. Nah, nothing but problems. So no surprise that their split mini model It's just right. I mean, the bottom line is that's unit sold for someone that has it in their house and uses it occasionally. As a grower, that in closed rooms, regardless of what temperature it is outside, that thing runs basically every day, certain amount of hours a day. I guess getting 5 years out of something, you got your money's worth. Not really. Like I make excuses because over my lifetime, things went from a lot of things you thought like might be the only
Once.
time you ever had to buy it. It was like made
Yeah.
good. Now it seems like almost everything it has like a short life. Like it's just part of the engineering. Like that's ultimately if you sell whatever fans, anything, pumps, you name it. You want to stay in business? Oh well, if you sell somebody a pump and it lasts forever, then you never have they don't come back because a lot of these things I even though the one's junk because it didn't last that long. What do? Go buy the same one. And a lot of that's because, oh, what else do they have at the store? They just have that one.
They don't make nothing like they used to. Plain out. They don't make it. Everything's cut corners, cut corners, cut corners, and then they don't want you to it last forever. They want you to buy it again. They
I
figured
think
that
it
out.
was invented in the car industry that term planned obsolescence or whatever, like it's part of engineering. Cars for sure, because for a lot of cars, their profit ratio is not that much on selling the new car. Their profit ratios in the parts for the next so many years for that car. Like that's why so many cars are upside down. Where oh this or that went out on the car, now that costs more to fix than the fucking car's worth.
That's when I get them. When the repairs start, that's when they're handed off. Usually to my world.
Yeah, well that's all like it's all planned. Like they pay people a lot of money to engineer all these scenarios.
I don't mind working on shit though. That's all right. I figure I don't mind that I letting somebody drive the first 10,000 off at the price of that car. I don't mind getting it after they've drove it for the first 100,000, and I got to make some repairs.
Well, that's like, yeah, that's where the big, whatever you call it, like, yeah, you drive it off the lot, it loses half its value in the first mile or some statistic like that, right? Right off the bat, you're like upside down the first year of whatever the most. It never happened to me, but I had it happen to a friend. Put him a brand new car, 6 months, it got totaled. He had the full insurance, but oh, he lost in the deal. Like he basically that ate up his initial down payment. So they covered whatever, and either he had to come up with the new down payment or get a lesser value car. I was like, yeah, that's fun. Full coverage, all this, but they settled for the value 6 months. It's pretty that's brand new. Yeah, you get fucked on that deal. There's a lot of deals we get fucked on, and we just accept it because
True.
what else are we gonna fucking do? That's basically the way they got us. They got us bent over the barrel. We all know, like, well, fuck them, but what can what can we really do?
Yeah.
And they know that, like, that's what they know. Even most of them are such conglomerates that even if they lose your business with one of their brands, your only choice is to go buy another one of their brands because they own all the brands. They
Well,
don't care.
there's some. I see a lot of this in the building trades where like they know the product is new and it has flaws, so but they'll sell it to you anyway, and they just make it up in the next gen or the warranty. When they get the complaints and they fixed it, they'll go ahead and honor the warranty, but until then, they still put the product out just to get it out there. They know
Yeah.
it's like subtle defects, but they
And a lot
figure
of
by the
those end
time.
up at like the discount chains like Walmart and whatever, Best Buy, the big outlets, where they're knowingly, oh yeah, that one TV that's only X amount price, but that's a defect, basically defective TV, but we're just sell them cheap, get them off the shelf, and on to the next thing.
Well, I can tell you this another for 100%. Again, back to the building trades. I've been to the Certainty like shingle factory. I know for a fact like the computer will scan that shingle, and if it has a minor defect, that goes off into your Home Depot bundle. You know what I mean? The perfect shingle that goes to shingle distributors. Where they stand by that warranty. And the same thing. Let's go over to the plumbing department. I can take you over and buy you a fucking Delta faucet from Home Depot, top notch. You've paid, you know what I mean, as much as you can pay for it. And I can take you over here to my plumbing distributor, Big Bond, and buy that same Delta faucet. Okay, same. We can take it apart piece by piece. That one you bought from the plumbing distributor will have brass parts in it, fucking proper washers. You open up that fucking Home Depot Delta, same fucking bottom, same model number and everything. There's plastic parts in there, shit that ain't gonna go the distance. So there is a lot to be said. There is two different products. Basically, you're gonna pay more from the plumbing distributor, but you're only gonna buy it probably once. That Home Depot one, you're gonna be fixing it in time. It's gonna leak.
You
It's
mentioned like the tiles. My old house, I didn't deal with it other than I was the tenant for 17 years. It had like, I don't like, yeah, this Mexican tile roof. And it had, I forget, a 20 or 30-year warranty. And it was less than 10 years. And the roofers that came out, why there was all these problems was the glaze on the tile was like deteriorating, which would leave these little puddles because underneath that was just the tar paper, right? Which was rated to last. All these things were rated to last so long, and the roof job was like warranted and all this. They hired lawyers. It was this whole fight. They ended up losing because the roofer they hired, even though gave a 20-year warranty, and when you went back to the tile company, they pointed out that, oh no, these were like the secondary, like that roofer bought the secondary tiles. Those ones aren't warranted for, like he worked a hustle, like charged them X, but only spent whatever on materials. And it was like, yeah, it was like, I remember going up there with the roofer and him explaining to me, yeah, see, the glaze is kind of wearing off and those little pieces of glass are going down in the puddles and any of the low points in the tar paper. And when that stuff sits on the tar paper after a year or so, it starts a degradation. Where if it, yeah, because it's these like flaky tile glaze glass stuff. And yeah, it was this whole battle. And it turned out, yeah, when they came and really looked at the bricks, they said, yeah, that was our secondary. That wasn't like that was like the discount brick that someone bought from wherever and sold it to you as the 20-year brick or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
that
those jobs were like, that was like I think like not quite 100,000, but like a $60,000 roof job to get it equivalent repaired. So that's why it was all in this insurance or warranty battle for God. That went on for years. And then
dude, I
ultimately,
laid a fucking beautiful tile job. It was a bathroom, glass showers, all that shit. Fucking, I laid up the walls, beautiful fucking patterns on the walls and shit. I go lay the floor, and I started laying the floor, and they had bought the tile again from Home Depot. And about 3 rows into it, I noticed that things aren't lining up the way they should. I'm fucking really straight. Everything's got to be straight for me. You know what I mean? I don't like that variation. So I started measuring the tile, and they're fucking every tile in the box is different. 16th off here, 16th off there, back and forth, back and forth. I ended up having to go to Home Depot and fucking open up. Literally open up the fucking boxes and pull out what the enough tile for what I needed that were all the fucking same size. So everything was right. It took me like 3 hours, and I literally ripped open probably about 30 boxes to get fucking all the tile I needed. But I didn't give a fuck. I really didn't give a fuck. I was halfway through my job, and it was gonna get finished right. So but yeah, it happens. They do sell you inferior products at these big box stores for sure.
yeah, I especially Home Depot, Lowe's. Like I realize what they've done. You don't realize it unless you go to like a real supply place, which unless you're licensed, most of them don't do business with you. The all the different things that are available in that Home Depot just like basically sells you the one or two, you have one or two choices. That's it. What they want to sell you, they don't give you much choice with any of that stuff. And most of the stuff they sell, like you say, is like, yeah, cheap.
She,
Because
well,
in my town, well, now it's True Value bought it, but Hank's Hardware been there but forever, probably 30, 40 years. Even I give it to True Value because they didn't change it. It's like a real hardware store. Like God, they have this huge room in the back. It's just every washer, nut, bolt, screw on these drawers. Like you need something, they got it as far as that goes. Where much as you think they got a lot of nuts and bolts at Home Depot, not really.
a lot of times that little hardware store will know things about like your subdivision. Oh, that contractor used nothing but Gerbers over there. Come here. I got all the Gerber guts over here for your faucet. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
can
I
tell
mean,
you the local hardware is.
local hardware stores are pretty much gone, right? Like that's part of the change in the last 20 years. Yeah, hardware. Yeah, we gave up a lot giving that up. Even homeowners ultimately gave up a lot, even though they all loved Home Depot and Lowe's and the whole experience. Yeah, and Home Depot, I've been going there since it first started. They weren't always this is what they became, but they got so big that that's what they are. Shelf
Yeah.
space in Home Depot is the most valuable thing there is. Big as the store is, they don't have that much shelf space. That's why they don't have any variety to choose from.
They're getting to be as bad as everything else, just like you said. I can go buy fucking too many things at Home Depot that isn't building supplies anymore.
Yeah.
Too many things.
And even like what you were explaining, my partner Sam, he's a general contractor, and I just remembered he was on had some remodel job with some client over here coast. and he was having problems with him. And I remember the one day he's explaining to that he gave a bid, and these were the materials. Granted, he makes a certain amount on those materials, but he gets them from the supply place because he's a contractor. They somehow went to Lowe's and then oh well, we got the whatever it was, faucets or this or that. And just like what you were saying, he was basically explaining. And so to keep the job, because like that was like not part of the deal, and he was having a problem with the whole thing. He gave up the percentage that he marks up the stuff to bring the lower price, because if he was going to continue the job, he wasn't going to install the shit that they bought from fucking Lowe's. Like, because then ultimately, still his job, and when shit starts breaking in so many months, they're gonna call the contractor and all. And like, yeah, that's reminded me that what you were explaining was the same basic thing he was explaining on a certain job he was on for the homeowner to save something or whatever the reason, like shortcutted it, but then yeah, he wouldn't install whatever it was. I don't think it was plumbing shit. It was something else, but
Yeah, I've turned down customer supplying shit several times because in the end it was me put my name on it. You know what I mean? If I take your shitty product and it fails, well, now am I supposed to warranty that and come back for, you know what I mean? If I would have put the product in the first time that I wanted to put in, chances are I wouldn't be back. But if I took your homeowner special, you know what I mean, and install it, now it fails, and you want me to come back and put it in again
I can
because
remember, God, so many years ago when I got to a point in setting up my grows, mainly with air movement and can fans and ducting and and the different T's and Y's and elbows and the that the grow store, they had like they didn't really have the, the things I needed. And the, luckily, I just went in the place, and the dude was cool because I didn't have a license. And they only sold the licensed HVAC guys. This is a long time ago, and it was like a supply place for HV, you know what I'm saying. And then when I went in there, and they had every kind of everything, right? Like even there, I remember for so many years only buying the duct tape there that was like a little more money than the shit you could buy everywhere else, but it was like real duct tape. You know what I mean? Where I remember growing up, there were people like duct tape fixed anything, right? Most of the duct tapes that you can buy at Home Depot, those are fucking all shit. They're like, that's not duct tape. Like the old duct tape that used to fix anything, right? Uh, but they have that shit at the supply place, and all the T's and Y's, and like all of a sudden it was this whole other world where I realized, yeah, just getting it at the grocery store, I'm like, or I had to do things that when I had access to the right shit, I was able to take that shit out and use the right pieces that were easy to get, but but that was because they accepted cash. I think I kicked the guy down some feet or some shit. I didn't have to have a license. Yeah,
well, buddy, I appreciate you popping in, but I think
yeah. It
I'm
was
gonna
good to see you,
ask
and
you
have a good time. Whatever you're up to, I know adventure's good, and ha- like the one thing is you're never gonna realize like when things are good, if you haven't gone through if you don't go through the downs or the struggle, then when things are good, you don't even appreciate the same way. So the struggle is important. Like you have to embrace it, whatever it is. it's easy for me to say that now because like a lot of my life I resisted that. But as I got older, I realized, yeah, sometimes the struggle is like the destiny, and you have to embrace it. And it's gonna harden you or teach you or make open up whatever opportunity. And when you're like in destiny, when you're like, and that's what's most important because when you're going against the grain, most likely nothing's gonna succeed. No, just go with the flow.
All right.
Have a good one.
Thank you. I appreciate you, buddy. Hopefully, we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Buddy.
Thank you guys for tuning in for this rough start of a weed nerd world, but very fun one always. I will keep you guys informed. I will try my best to stay on track with the Mondays and Thursday episodes. I do have some episodes, some interviews in the kitty. I know I keep telling you guys that, but shit just keeps changing. So just gonna have to keep tucking and rolling. I appreciate your patience and your continued support. But thank you again. Don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, we are out of here. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon. We